Hello YouTube, my name's Tag, and welcome back to Danganronpa Lapse. So, in the last video, we basically started the game, we only got introduced to all the characters. Basically, the premise is, if you don't know what Danganronpa is, it's basically you and a bunch of other students get trapped in this killing game where you basically have to kill each other. We don't have to, it's not willingly, but like, basically it's a killing game, and you have to solve who did the kills, who did the murder, and if you don't solve it, everyone else dies, but the murderer gets to walk away. But if you catch them, you get to live for another day, basically. So it's a lose-lose no matter what. So anyway, without further ado, let's continue the game. Onto the prologue. But I don't know what we did last time. Okay. Ring, ring, ring. I opened my eyes at the sound of the alarm. In my personal room, I sat up from bed. In my personal room, I sat up from bed and took in the surroundings. So, the events of yesterday weren't part of some kind of strange dream. My personal room, that I initially thought was luxurious and comfortable, now felt oppressive. It wasn't mine. It couldn't be, since this mansion we found ourselves in was for ultimate students. Yeah, so basically the main character is like has an inferiority complex because basically the people that are in the school are all supposed to be good at something, and apparently the main character is not good at anything. So it's like imposter syndrome. I was reminded of my mediocrity and let my head fall back on the pillow. Ugh, I don't want to see everyone. I crumbled and drew the cover over my head, uselessly trying to blow away the strain of yesterday. Knock knock. I heard Ashley's muffled voice through the door. Good morning, Echo. Just coming to check on you. Just give me a minute. I'll be right out. After getting properly dressed, I met Ashley outside my door in the living quarters hallway. Good morning, Ash. We walked casually down the hall to the foyer. You sleep alright last night? Yeah, I slept alright considering. I hope you're not feeling too down about this whole situation. I'm still coming to terms with it, but I'm feeling a little better after getting rest. And besides, everyone has been really nice. That's good to hear. You've always been good at bouncing back. In the foyer, we were met with two other students loitering outside the dining hall. Ugh, sorry, I'm not a morning person. Neither am I, but I'm really curious about the door. The door seems scary. Good morning, say Lyle. Good morning. Let's investigate to our best ability, yeah? Yawn. You seem better, Echo. Nothing a good night's rest can't take care of. True that. Yeah, morning. It's weird. I'd be having dinner right about now, but I'm waking up instead. Huh? What do you mean? One of my watches set to my hometown time, and it says it's 7:43 p.m. Sunday, 6th of December. 7:43 p.m.? That's a 12-hour difference from now. Oh, the date checks out. I was just thinking that the winter solstice will be coming up in about 2 weeks or so. Assuming we're somewhere westward from Say State, today will be Saturday. I guess since we're all from different places, the time for certain people would be a little different. Even so, all our alarms were set to the same current time, so we'd eventually end up on a uniform schedule, right? Yeah, like recovering from jet lag. A bit unfortunate for those with larger time differences, though. Winter is too cold, but the new year's fine. In the dining hall, the familiar warm aroma of fresh bread wafted through the room. My senses swayed in comfort. My daughter placed a basket full to the brim with freshly baked delicacies at the center of the dining hall table. Good morning, you two. You've been working hard, huh? Of course. I had to get an early start if I wanted to indulge you all with some treats to begin the morning. I felt the sweet and savory fragrances seep into my body, the warmth of the sun-kissed dewdrop-covered morning. The smell alone was sublime. Such a lovely setting. Yeah, it would almost be a shame to eat it. Almost. We wouldn't be doing Pandora justice if we didn't enjoy it. You're too kind. Help yourself. That's alright. We'll wait for the others. I sat at the dining table with Ashley and waited patiently for the rest of the class to arrive. The rest of the class filtered in and we began to help ourselves to McDonald's treats, as well as beverages provided by the automated menu. After we all settled in, Missy stood at the head of the dining table to begin the discussion. Good morning all. I trust you all have had a good night's rest. Our topic this morning will consist primarily of the problematic nature of the foyer's front doors. We will also be investigating the rest of the mansion for any other exits that might have a similar mechanism keeping us from going outside. You may split into groups or investigate as individuals, but if you find anything at all, please utilize the digital kiosk found in the room you're in to relay a message. Relay a message? The digital kiosk can do that? Yes, I discovered it with Cyrus before we retired to our rooms last night. It turns out the digital screens are not just for displaying maps with a specified function it provides in its resident home. It functions as a remote messaging system between all the digital kiosks in the mansion. For example, it can be used to communicate between the first floor to the second floor, and we can assume further floors as we gain access to them. It's a rather rudimentary feature though. One would scan their bracelet on all screens across the mansion to unlock the feature and type using the on-screen keyboard. You cannot send it to a specific recipient, however. Once you complete and send the message, it will show up on the screen for about 2 minutes before deleting itself. For the most part, the messaging system is used to translate the voice announcements to text for those who are hard of hearing. The mansion truly is all-encompassing in its endeavors to accommodate all. And that is precisely why we must investigate the reason the mansion itself would cause its residents harm. The group unanimously agreed. The meeting concluded as we finished breakfast. Everyone decided to split up and search one room themselves. Okay, so what room am I getting? What room am I gonna be looking at? While I was still deciding where to go, Lal approached me. Hey Echo, would you mind coming with me to investigate the foyer doors for a moment? Huh? Why me? Because you were the one who experienced the shock firsthand. I was wondering if we could go back and retrace your steps to find clues along the way. I guess we could, but in all honesty, there's not a lot to retrace, I don't think. Nonsense. There's no harm in a second look with a fresh pair of eyes, yeah? You might see something different this time around. What am I gonna find? It shouldn't be anything different, it's been a day. In the foyer, Missy was already doing her own investigating, intensely staring at the walls. So what exactly were you doing yesterday? I thought carefully about what I was going to say. Oh yeah, because I'm talentless, I have no talent. I didn't want to tell anyone that I had been worrying about not having a talent, which led to my reaching for the door handle in the first place. I thought I'd be outcast if others knew I wanted to run away. After the welcome announcement, I was feeling a little tired from running around earlier that day, so I went back downstairs to my personal room. And? Like I said at dinner last night, in passing I was curious about the door and wanted to go outside. Is that so absurd a reason to want to reach for the door? No need to get defensive. I was just wondering if you saw anything suspicious along the way. Suspicious. Can't immediately come to mind. Forte said she left me collapsed for him to take care of. Why did she flee after I collapsed? I can't really think of anything at the moment. Huh? I guess I'll have to dig a little deeper in the scene of the crime. Thanks, Echo. I'll investigate on my own from here. I don't know that I help all that much, but you're welcome. I went over to the door and inspected the surroundings, carefully tracing the paneling for any hidden mechanisms. In the meanwhile, I was curious. I wondered if Forte could help me figure out what went on with Cannon's disappearing act. Forte was unsurprisingly in the theater, inspecting the backstage area. Hey Echo, doing well I hope? I'm a little worried about the electric door, but fine nonetheless. Excellent. I wish for you to keep your spirit high. Despite the scare, should you need any assistance, I shall offer my services. Yeah, about that. I wanted to ask you about yesterday. I thought you might want to know more. However, the truth is as so. What I told you yesterday is all the information I have. I see. I admit, I didn't expect much more than what you told me. The story seems straightforward enough, especially considering the emergency. Maybe you could tell me if you noticed anything odd. Forte paused. I suppose there was the trifling fact that Cannon fled up to the second floor right away. It's strange. Had I been so startled by such an event, I might have retreated back to my quarters on the first floor instead. Upstairs, huh? Other than Cannon fleeing the scene, I can't particularly think of anything to note. suppose the whole ordeal was quite frightening. I'm sorry, Echo. I know it's a dire situation, but honestly, I'm not particularly equipped for this sort of thing. The mental hoops or note-taking required on investigation are much too overwhelming. That's okay, I appreciate the thought, and actually, that little bit helps. Does it now? Bravo for figuring something out. I made my way through the foyer, past an intensely focused Lyle and Missy, and up the stairs to the second floor. At the top of the stairs, I saw the digital kiosk light up, displaying a message on the screen. Hi, climbing center. Oh, what's his name? Ace? Well, it's certainly working. I paid no further attention to the message and continued on. Where could she be? I tore down the hall past the jazz club, climbing center and spa. However, my search came up short. Hmm, wonder what we're gonna find. Upon entering the atrium, I saw her sitting by her lonesome in the center. Cannon? Before I could confront her again, a ring sound played and an announcement followed. It is now 9 a.m. of the second day. Please make your way to the second floor atrium for a special announcement. Is this where are they going to tell us it's a killing room? Ugh, what now? A few students that were already on the second floor made their way over quickly. Ashley, oh, his name's Art and Cyrus. Hey, did you all see my message? Yes, hello, right back at you. Cool, it works. Well, at least we discovered something from Art's laughing about. The rest of the students from downstairs arrived shortly after. Lyle, Missy, Forte, Say, and Pandora. Now, what could this be? Maybe some third floor opened up? That might prove helpful. I haven't found much on my end. Whatever it is, can't they just use the message system thing instead of making us walk all the way up here? With all the students gathered in the atrium once again, the bronze globe projected an emblem. But this emblem was different, and the voice that announced the following was different. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope you've been enjoying your special vacation away from it all. Yep, I feel like this is the way they're about to announce the true horrors of this game. This voice was more high energy, like some sort of radio host or sports announcer. This is an extra special announcement for the students with us today. You've been cordially invited to play a heart-pounding, soul-searching, excitement-inducing game. Oh no, oh no. A game? That's right, a game, and not just any game. This is the beyond universal, glamorously popular game that many students like yourselves get the privilege to play. Why yes, it's the mutual killing game. Oh no. The true horrors come out. Mutual killing game? Ah, the mutual killing game. A game of hope and despair. A game of allies and betrayal. A game of cause and consequence. It's also thrilling. Yes, indeed. You are all gathered here today by your own volition to participate in the festivities. To sign up for the Preservation Project is to sign yourselves to the exclusive game of life and death itself. On hearing that detail, I saw the other students' faces go pale with shock. We were all, we were all thought to be gathered in a place of safety. That idea was apparently a farce. That was happening. My cry was futile. The announcement was completely automated, and the horrible things it was saying didn't stop. This delightful game will take place over 7 days in the very halls you explored just a day ago. If you'd like to leave earlier, then follow this one very simple rule. Kill a fellow student without getting caught. Trying to leave by any other means will result in the consequences that some of you may have learned firsthand from a little jolt of discovery. Although I can't see why you would want to leave anyway. Inside you have all sorts of lovely accommodating amenities, live a luxurious life within these wonderful walls. That is if you can survive. If you kill without getting caught, the ultimate prize, an amazing prize befitting an ultimate student, awaits the victor. I know, it's a lot of information to take in at once. We will allow you to absorb information for the remainder of the day, so relax in the spa lounge, go climbing. But tomorrow, the real fun will begin. Great. I wonder who's gonna die first. The announcement ended on one final disgusting note before cutting out. The class was in absolute shock. No, no way! It can't be! Wait, what is this? A sick, twisted joke is what it is. Everyone was murmuring amongst themselves. There isn't anyone who would take that telephone announcement seriously, is there? Pandora voiced the question at the back of everyone's mind. How could one? It's merely an awful jest. There's no way any of us could commit such an act against friends. Oh no, Lyle, no. Who said we were friends? No. Who knows? Maybe one of you is the puppet master running the shtick. This is turning out to be more interesting than that diffuse and electrocuting door puzzle. This ARG is fun. Lyle, I don't think it's fake. I think this is all real. Lyle, what on earth are you talking about? You think this is a game? What else could I be talking about? I'm the ultimate puzzle master. Being a participant here is simply a test of my skill. I'll figure this puzzle out yet. Don't worry. Bro, ooh. I love though. Everyone's just dreading the idea. The rest of us were paralyzed in the atrium. The immense gravity of the situation was oppressive. No one said a word. Eyes were anxiously darting around the room to see who took the announcement seriously and who didn't. To think just this morning we were having a communal breakfast. The atmosphere was unbearably heavy. I stood in a cold sweat. I was dumbfounded. It was a killing game, specifically targeting all of the students. It was selfish to think of this during a moment when all our lives were potentially in danger, but I really didn't belong here. Stop thinking about that. Just think about surviving, maybe. Wait, is it done? Did we read the prologue? That was good. Or is it starting already? Fear. Who? Oh, it's like an intro. Yeah, I love this. Um, um. So, I don't know much about Danganronpa. I've only seen like the first game. So, oh my god, I have an introduction. Okay. Who's Zero? I haven't seen much about Danganronpa, but from what I understand, typically, from what I've noticed, is typically either the first like case will involve your friend, your close friend, and it will either be they the one that committed it or they're the one that was victim. It is nice. It was like this just feels like a Danganronpa game. Alright. So I'm guessing now is gonna be the first thing. You may now view the student roster from the main menu. There's a menu to this. Well, you know, undeterred by the horrifying announcement, now left the atrium in almost giddy manner. A smirk painted his face in stark contrast to our own astonished expressions. So, you're stuck in this weird luxury mansion for 7 days, huh? What's 7 days anyway? It shouldn't be too hard not to kill anyone during the time, right? We've made it this far. I chuckled nervously. But the fact that such an inexplicable requirement like that existed in the first place was difficult to come to terms with. One very simple rule. Kill a fellow student without getting caught? What kind of awful rule was that? Please don't joke about the matter. Don't lose your head so hastily. I noticed the announcement rules didn't outside. I noticed the announcement rules didn't outright state that we necessarily needed to kill anyone to begin with. Perhaps Lal is onto something regarding the ARG angle. Besides, the risk isn't nearly pressing enough to encourage such drastic action. Despite the loophole Missy mentioned, the pressure of a killing game being presented loomed over us, crushing whatever sense of comfort we initially had. There's no use for us to be glaring at each other in silence. We ought to continue the mansion investigation. Missy shook off the terrible feeling and went on her way to search once more. Investigate? How could she ask such a thing after something so scary just happened? Being able to stay composed at a time like this, Missy isn't easily shaken. Which is nothing to say about Lyle, who is excited. With nothing left to do, we departed from the atrium. But the voice continued to haunt me as I left the room behind. Wahahaha. That awful cackle rang in my ears, filling me with dread. Upon leaving the atrium, the others dissolved into their own disoriented thoughts. With the foyer door barring any chance of his exit, all we could do was wait. Wait. All we could do was wait for tomorrow, when tomorrow the real fun will begin. This so-called game with an odd emphasis on ultimate students. What horrible thing could possibly be in store for us? I felt like I was being suffocated by the decorated walls and furniture, the decorated students, and their achievements. What had I gotten myself into? What have you gotten yourself into? I followed close to Ashley as we drifted away from the atrium, dragging my feet through the hallways. Echo, are you okay? I don't know. Some announcement, huh? Yeah, I'm still reeling from being surrounded by students with super talents. Right. But honestly, I'm just really worried about you. Oh, me? Yeah, that whole killing game seems to be centered around the ultimate title stuff, so I hope you're not dragged into it. Echo, you don't need to worry about me. I'm a lot tougher than you think. I've fallen off my house. I've fallen off my house. I've fallen off of my horse more times than I can count, but I just get up and get back in the saddle. I can't help it. It might be a fluke or some kind of cruel joke, but what if it's not? So sorry, I know there's no use making myself sick with worry. Don't fret about that. It makes sense. The strange situation would make anyone nervous, but look, I'm not going anywhere. If anything happens to me, I'm not going down without a fight. I sure hope not. And you're my best friend. I don't think being friends with a little warrior is any trouble at all. Ashley tried to reassure me multiple times that she wasn't going to get wrapped up in this absurd killing game, but despite her stubbornness, my heart sank further and further into darkness. Knowing such a game was thrusted upon us in the first place was too awful to bear. I didn't want Ashley to reassure me that she wasn't going to die. I wanted to hear that the killing game wasn't real at all. Ash, would you mind if I had some time alone? I'm still feeling overwhelmed. Oh, of course, I understand. In that case, I'll take some time to explore the mansion a little more. I'll always be around if you need anything. Take care, Echo. Ashley parted from this for the study, and I went back to my personal room. It was all too much. I threw myself on the bed and let my body slowly sink into the comforter as I sank into my thoughts. I went over the events of this supposed vacation in my head. I woke up in an unknown room, with nothing in my possession, and in a panic threw the door open to find my best friend Ashley Westbridge, the ultimate. Oh! um, it's a jockey, right? It's a jockey. You know what's I play, but it's a jockey, right? I think it's a question. That's right. She's the ultimate jockey. Supposedly won 84% of her races, whatever that meant. Regardless, she neglected to tell me of such a thing during our friendship. Ashley and I teamed up to explore what we discovered to be a mansion. After meeting a handful of students, we discovered 9 out of 10 of them had something called an ultimate talent. There's someone who doesn't have one. Who doesn't have Gee whiz, I wonder who among these 10 students does not have a talent at all? Who is talentless? That's right. Within our group, I discovered I was the Yes, I found out that I am the one. Within our group, I discovered I was the only one without some sort of ultimate talent. I wanted to speculate that perhaps I had no memory of such a thing, but in all honesty, I wasn't even able to list any interesting memories pertaining to an ultimate talent. I was in a state of disarray. After being overwhelmed by the immense talent everyone encompassed, I felt an urge to escape. I ran to the first main doors and he was electrocuted. That's right. Upon grabbing the door handle, a shock was sent through me, causing me to pass out. I lost consciousness and woke up from some time later in Forte's room. After the shock, the rest of the students became concerned. A group split up the next morning and searched the mansion for any signs of a trap. In the middle of the search, we were summoned to the second floor atrium. There we heard some horrific news. The horrible news was... It's a killing, man. That's right. I feel like I'm being held, like the game's holding my hand for this. A strange announcement informed us that we were to be trapped here for 7 days, and the means to escape was to kill someone. Not to mention that the real fun would begin tomorrow. It was also strange, almost unreal. No, I just wished it was unreal. I just wanted to go back home. I wanted to go back to the comfort of complacency and knowing my place. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. Before I knew it, I'd fallen asleep, lost in my thoughts. Chapter 1. It's oh no. No. It's French, which means that I think Pandora's French. The baker. Is the baker gonna die? I opened my eyes. The clock on my bedside table read 12. Oh, I must have dozed off a little. Why can't this weird situation just be a dream already? I stared blankly around at my personal room. I guess I could take a walk to get my mind off things. Yeah, I really wish I had free will to just go wherever I want to go. I made my way to the foyer and sighed again. The grandiose foyer was empty, making me feel smaller against its elaborate decor. I tooled around for a spell, thinking of what to do, when I heard a small conversation in the dining hall. Have a look at this. It was Pandora and Sai. I paused at the doorway. It seemed they were in the middle of something. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, it's lovely. The engraving is just immaculate. My sister gave it to me ages ago. I was wondering if you'd like it. Huh? Why me? Were you wanting something in return? Nothing of the sort. I was thinking of as a watchmaker, you must have a rich eye for detail. I believe you could give this piece the care it needs. I don't know. If it's a gift from your sister, wouldn't you want to keep it? I'm afraid I can't quite put it to good enough use. I cherish it, but if someone else can appreciate it more than I, who am I to keep it away from her? Oh, I'll try to take care of it. Thank you. Thank you. Even after a pressing situation made itself known, it seemed like Ventura still wanted to get along with everyone, even the most timid person, some way or another. I left them alone. I stepped back into the center of the foyer. I wonder what everyone else is doing. Oh, cool, I actually get to go place. Who do I feel like visiting? Like, who's this? Can I like... We'll see. Ashley. Okay, so I wanna... I can go upper floor? Who's up? Who's up? Location unknown. Well... I'm gonna go check out Ashley. She is my friend, so like, I'll check her out. And plus, I do wanna like, spend time with her, knowing, trading what might be coming. I wonder how Ashley's doing. Hey Echo, I was just reading about this painter named Marcel Osterzone. Apparently, people think very highly of their work. Would you like to see it? I learned about a Renaissance painter thanks to Ashley. Is that useful? So, how are you feeling? I'm feeling a bit better. I took a walk to clear my head a little. Glad to hear it. The last thing I would want is for you to get all worked up. Ash, I'm curious. How did you hear about the preservation project? I heard about it by word of mouth. I have some old Italian colleagues that were talking about the preservation project, so I signed up for it along with my friend, the ultimate race car driver. Wow, jockey and race car driver? That's a pretty high stakes tag team. Well, you know how it goes. Birds of a feather flock together. But I can't help but wonder whether or not he made it in. I'm sure he did. He's probably just in a different group. Oh, different group for a different killing game? Oh no. Maybe. It's just, last I spoke with him, we got in a huge fight. Ashley didn't seem to want to talk anymore. Sorry if I brought up something painful. No, it's okay. Fights happen when people are close. It's just a fact of life, I suppose. We've had our fair share of spats, but have usually worked through them. Remember when I dropped your mug? I still have that mug. You look pretty hard to mend it together in that kitsugi fashion, although it's a little too awkward to drink out of. I knew it was your favorite, so I did my best. Thanks, Echo. I appreciate what you're trying to say. Don't worry about my silly fight. I'll get over it. I said goodbye and let her have some time alone. Oh yeah. Wait, can I check on all of them? Oh yeah, can I check out this just chick, I guess? Because What's she up to? Let's see if Cannon's in any mood to talk. I looked up and down the halls, but I couldn't find Cannon anywhere. I guess she's in her personal room. I made my way over to her listed personal room in the living quarters and knocked lightly. Cannon? There was no response on the other end. Either she was out being difficult to find, or she didn't want to be bothered. Whatever the case, I moved on. Come on, let me talk to the stubborn person. Let me talk to one of the guys. Let me talk to Cyrus. I'll look for Cyrus. I don't know, I hope he's not like just talk to everyone. That's kind of boring. Hello Echo, have you come to relax for a bit in the spa? Feel free to join me. I settled in with Cyrus for a relaxing moment. Cyrus, what do you know about the Preservation Project? Oh, just about as much as any other student who signed up. It's a group that protects ultimate students from extreme natural disaster. To preserve humanity's future, it's presumed that that is their goal, as the name implies. Huh, that's as much as I know too. It would be unfortunate to lose people who would benefit the world, right? That makes sense. What do you think of all of this? I sighed. The scenario we found ourselves is, it feels like the very opposite of saving ultimate students. It's terrible. Building excitement and the hopes of safety only to crush those feelings in a messed up game. I couldn't wrap my head around the idea. More than reasonable observation, it's cruel, isn't it? And most of all, I was still confused. I was still confused as to why and how I found myself here. In that case, what do you think of the others? Huh? What about them? Well, our associates all found their way here for some reason or another, isn't that right? No one would want to join a killing game voluntarily. That much is obvious, but say that the former were true, that they joined to become part of humanity's future. Ventura seems keen on the idea that our talents can induce worldly benefit and change. Do you think such a thing could happen? I suppose so. Why not? Cyrus chuckled faintly. Why not? How optimistic. Oh, yeah, I guess it might be a lot to hope from the scenario we're in. No, it's good. It's good of you to maintain the spirit that anything is possible. Cyrus flashed a pleasant smile again before reclining back on the sport chair in silence. After a beat, I saw myself out as Cyrus continued to enjoy his time in the spa. Am I just gonna check on all of them? Okay, let's go check on Lyle. I wonder what Lyle is up to. He's in his room. Okay, cool. Can't wait to check on every person. I thought we'd check on one or two of them. I wandered the first and second floors in search of Lyle, but failed to find him. I guess he's off solving the killing game puzzle. Better let him get to it. Oh, okay. Let's talk to Forte. Forte's probably in the theater. Welcome to the stage, Echo. I was just admiring the selection of props backstage. Would you like to try some? I awkwardly tried on some hats and masks with Forte. This killing game, it can't be our reality, can it? Excuse me, just thinking out loud. That's okay, I was wondering the same thing. I mean, the Preservation Project. What am I saying? They can't be related. Surely the group has been infiltrated and is pulling a horrible prank. Though, I can't say I enjoy the perpetrator's flavor of humor. What is the Preservation Project anyway? It's a group that provides safe housing for ultimate students, protecting them from extreme natural disasters. It had a reputation of taking in small groups of students at a time, since the news of it was passed along solely by word of mouth. Once enough students signed up, a number of them were let in. In our case, it seems the message got to the 10 of us. Word of mouth? Yes, a lot of ultimate students often flock together in small communities within the area, since they are often outcast by the average people. I personally heard it when they acquired an ultimate radio host to help spread the message to my community. I can recall with clarity His voice was boisterous and engaging, not unlike that strange announcer. Despite that, it was a modest arrangement overall. There seemed to be a constrained effort not to spread the word far and wide, which is strange, considering the varying range of students and talents around the world. Wouldn't you think the group would extend this offer to more ultimates? I guess it does feel a little deliberate. Listen to me jawing away. Don't mind my pedantic thoughts, just trying to make sense of this all. This is all. Forte quieted down as he continued to inspect the costumes backstage. Ultimate communities. I thank Forte for spending time with me and left the theater. Right, cool. Let's just finish the floor off. Let's go to check on Missy. I'll go to Missy. I can't sit still knowing there are questions to be answered. Would you like to join me in the investigation? I help Missy search for I search every corner of the foyer to no avail. Sigh. That was kind of a heavy sigh. Are you okay? I'm not immune to the pressure of the situation we have found ourselves in, and I must confess something. If you would allow me to think aloud for a moment, I intended to join the preservation project as part of the operating group once I heard about it. I thought my skills would prove useful. Really? What are you talking? What are you thinking about it now? I'm convinced the group must have been infiltrated. The group is known for bringing in much talent around the world. For starters, I know the preservation project Safe House was a large building with many wings for each group of Ultimate students. The groups were divided by the window of time students signed up. In our case, we all signed up within a relatively close time frame, creating a group of 10. The individual groups are often offered a class project to work on together, utilizing all the unique skills in their pool. Is it to kill each other? Is it to kill each other? Is that our group project? Is that the class project? Murder? These groups apparently have varying results, given the fact that each group may or may not be composed of incompatible talents. Regardless, the end products are usually very unique. Wow, that sounds interesting. Certainly, it would have been an amusing and challenging experience to participate as well, but alas. And the ultimate students, huh? I let Mercy continue investigating in peace. Okay, we checked the whole floor. Now we have to go check on, I think, just art. Good old art. I wonder if art is okay. Echo, you wanna see how high I can climb? Safety first, though, of course. I watched Art struggle with the ropes and harness before giving up on the idea of climbing altogether. So weird. What's on your mind? This game thing. That announcement said it was a game, but it's not a very fun premise, you know what I'm saying? A huge mansion or whatever just for the 10 of us to play a killing game? It seems, I don't know, expensive? What do you mean? This place is huge. I would have thought maybe more people would be involved by the looks of it. Not that I want a lot of people to play a killing game. You say a lot of people, but are Ultimate students really so common? Yes and no. I'm familiar with Ashley's name only because I pay attention to the sport, but I know Zolch about photography. I think you just have to be in the right circles. And to put it in perspective, there are billions of people there are billions of people on the planet. It only seems like a lot of Ultimate students in this moment since we all gathered up. That's true. Well, at least you don't have to worry much about all this ultimate talent stuff. It's tiring sometimes. Anyway, I didn't even get to look at it. Anyway, don't doesn't look like I can figure out this climbing business. Catch you later. Walt gave me a quick nod as he zipped out of the climbing center. Cool, and that's everyone. I think that's everyone. I learned a little bit more about this preservation project and how the others found their way to this place. Despite that, I was still left pondering my purpose here. After spending some time with my fellow classmates, I habitually wandered back to my personal room. But upon entering, I realized I didn't have any personal effects with which to pass the time. So I stepped right back out into the hall to see if anyone wanted to socialize. Incidentally, I came across Say and Cannon on their way in from the foyer in the hall. Hey, Say, Cannon, I was about to go to the dining hall. Did you want to come? We just left the dining hall. Oh, I see. We stood in silence for half a minute. Well, I should go. Say shuffled off, leaving me and Cannon to fill the empty air. She went right back out to the foyer. Who knows where? Huh? Say's personal room is right here. Maybe she wants to spend time in one of the activity rooms. Maybe. The conversation came to a stalemate. I'm just being cautious. Cannon turned and withdrew to a personal room. I let out a deep breath I didn't know I was holding in. Cannon tires me out. Something bad happening. I can just feel it. I made my way to the dining hall, running into Ashley along the way. We greeted each other in a rather unusual manner before sitting down with the other students who had already settled in for a meal. Echo and Ashley, feel free to join us. We were just starting. How have you been faring since this morning? I'm feeling much better, thank you. Pleased to hear it. Missy sat at the head of the table. Art and Cyrus sat across from each other, with Ashley sitting next to Cyrus. I shuffled in, sitting next to Art and across from Ashley. Man, what kind of class only has 5 students? One that has been disillusioned by a strange game, apparently. Yes, it's a little disheartening to see only half our group gathered here. No, it isn't strictly required that we all have dinner together. I saw Sarah and Cannon in passing. They must have had their share already and were on their way out. Say's a pretty shy girl, so I can understand perhaps she didn't want to be around a large group of people. And Cannon, she's awfully mysterious. No, there's no use in wondering about them. They can do whatever they please, so we shouldn't question their actions, even if they're suspicious. And for that matter, doesn't the killing game frighten any of you? I voiced the question that have been ruling my thoughts. The time and place. I don't think you should have done it at the dinner table. I I mean, there's really no one capable of that sort of thing, is there? The question was met with silence. Echo, I understand that you might be afraid right now, but it won't do you any good to worry. You're only going to run yourself ragged, thinking about the frightful possibilities. Yeah, Missy's right. It's just some dumb announcement out of nowhere, so what's the threat? Precisely. We shouldn't make ourselves sick with anxiety from something that hasn't evoked any consequences. Plus, if this if this were a killing game, why would they give us such nice amenities? Why not just throw us in a creepy locked building? Wouldn't that pressure us further into killing each other to escape an unknown scary building? I wonder. Regardless, we shouldn't dwell on the specifics of something so mysterious and harmless. Let us just enjoy each other's company and the fixings of this mansion to its fullest. Thank you for the encouraging words, Missy. Missy won't get shook up. She is the definition of keeping it cool. With the atmosphere lightened up, we continued our dinner with lively chatter. I was thankful to have such positive energy surrounding me. After dinner, we all departed to wrap the evening with our own activities. Ashley and I walked over to the living quarters to rest for the evening. But before we went to our respective rooms, Ashley pulled me over to the end of the living quarters hallway. Ash, what's up? Echo, I've been thinking, and I don't know how to say this. This killing game, it has me really worried. And ultimate battle royale? Just saying that is ridiculous. It has to be some kind of themed ARG or weird elaborate prank. I was kidding around, but Ashley remained still with a serious demeanor. Well, you're here, aren't you? How else would you explain your high school plaque on your personal room door? Huh? Sure, it's a little strange, but that could mean anything. You've probably just mistaken for a different. I've probably just mistaken for a different student at my high school. You know what I think it means? It means I was right. Echo being involved with me only results in ultimate levels of trouble. This game that's this game that's specially curated for ultimate students managed to gain a collateral student participant simply by association. Me. Ash, what are you saying? I don't want you to worry about me. Yes, I can protect myself, but it's more than that. I remember that night, the night you dropped me off after we had dinner. You could have walked me to my house. I did in fact make it to the house in one piece. When I looked back out the street, I noticed something strange. I saw smoke. It was coming from the direction he dropped me off, so I assumed the worst. I wanted to run out there and see what had happened, but the only thing I remembered after that was a sharp pain and then black. Right. I must have been the target of something. Someone must have subdued and captured me, and at the same time, you as well. Whoever did this, it seemed they wanted to cover all their bases, which meant if you saw anything that night, you had to be taken also. I trembled at the thought. The problem was I didn't see a thing happen that night. Echo, I can protect myself, but I want you to keep your distance so whatever happens to me doesn't come to harm you as well. How could you say that? We are best friends. I can't abandon you at a time like this. I need you to listen. I need you to let me alone. It's for your safety. It hurts me to even think about it, but I don't want you to be in danger because of your relation to me as a close friend. I couldn't believe what was happening. Ashley's face was painted with remorse. She only wanted to keep me safe, but in return, it meant we needed to be apart. Ashley gave me one last hug before retiring to her room for the night. Ashley, I hung my head in despair. Why did, why did this have to happen? I clenched my fists in frustration. Damn it. Gosh darn it. I pounded the wall trying to process everything when I heard a gentle voice. I'm so sorry for what just happened. I twirled around to find the source of the voice a few paces behind me. Oh, it's Pandora. It was Pandora. Her voice was barely a whisper. Pandora, you heard our conversation? I apologize. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I was only nearby because I wanted to talk to you privately. Me? Yes, I was wondering, does this message mean anything to you? I can't even read that. Pandora pulled a small piece of paper out from her apron pocket. The note had two small symbols on it along with some text. If you recognize one of the symbols depicted, then you have finally found me and are safe. Please do not speak of this note's existence. Trust no one but yourself. If the note says not to trust, not to show anyone, why are you showing me? Upon close inspection, the symbols were similar to the ones the announcement showed. What? What does it mean? Do you recognize either of them? I can't say that I do. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was confused by the contents of the note, so I was hoping someone could help me. In particular, I was wondering what the note meant by "you are safe." Based on what's shown on the note itself, the two symbols could be of interest. It seems like there could be someone here who might be connected to whoever is controlling the announcements. Basically, they might be a spy. I thought the same, but I wish the implications weren't so. Wait, where did you find that? It was in my apron pocket since I woke. I don't know how it got there. I don't recall putting anything like this in my pockets. She tucked it away back in her apron pocket. However, that wasn't really what I wanted to talk to you about. Hmm? I wanted to say, I feel like you're a very special person. Whoa, 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 okay. I can't really explain it, but I feel a strong aura about you. Oh, thank you. She smiled and went on. Echo, you might think being an ultimate student is some kind of extravagant existence, but you forget there is beauty in the ordinary as well. Even if we do have ultimate talent, we're still regular people just like you. Waking up with periods, sometimes showing up late to our appointments, we're just a little more preoccupied with one particular thing than most others. Thank you, Pandora. Pandora managed to quell a bit of the worry in my heart. But it is a pity. What happened between you and Ashley? I don't know what to think anymore. One moment Missy is telling me not to believe a word the announcement says, and another moment Ashley's getting tired of me in a firm belief of the dangers of the game. What what am I supposed to do? I felt my throat begin to choke. Oh, tres désolé, Echo. I don't think it's my place to say, however, this is but a bump in the road. Ashley will always be your friend, no matter what. And it may be difficult to determine what's in store for us ahead, so we must keep our faith and live one moment at a time. When I started to tell my Pandora smiled at me one last time. Ding dong, ding dong. It is now 9 p.m. Nighttime will begin at 10 p.m. Facilities will close until 7 a.m. the next morning. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. Oh dear, it looks like nighttime has come. Well then, bonne nuit, Echo. And please don't tell anyone about this note. I don't want to cause any unnecessary trouble. I feel like this note is the key to the many mysteries of this place. I nodded. The note was odd, but I couldn't find it in me to outright doubt Pandora. Good night to you too, Pandora. We both returned to our personal rooms to pass over the night. Okay, so I have a bad feeling about this. Returning to my room, I made myself comfortable and slipped into bed. I stayed blankly at the dim ceiling, letting my mind wander aimlessly through the news I learned today. But nothing really stuck. Words and conversations of enforced flew by as I let my heavy eyes close. The one thought that pervaded the others was what would be waiting for us tomorrow. What would be? Before I knew it, I'd fallen into a deep sleep. Oh boy, something bad's gonna happen. I can feel it. Something bad's happening. Day 3. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm scared because I feel like the next episode of this game is gonna have something horrible happening. So that will keep you all in suspense because I'm also gonna be in suspense. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.